Here's your wrestling news for February 8th, 2022. And your headlines for today include: Raw confirms superstar to undergo drastic character change in the next month. Top champion heel turn could happen as soon as next week after loss on Monday Night Raw. WWE live event card may have spoiled two huge WrestleMania 38 title matches. WWE speaks to bitter Ronda Rousey about how she treats fans since returning. He's a main eventer. Paul Heyman praises former 24/7 champion as future top name in the company. Women's Elimination Chamber match confirmed. Who will be the sixth woman in the match? Ring of Honor opens up the forbidden door to AEW with next Hall of Fame inductee, and more. We are kicking off today with Raw as Alexa Bliss is continuing on her journey back to the Red brand. This week saw the former women's champion have another therapy session as she didn't lose her temper like she has done in the past. This week, Bliss had a noticeably different look to the ones fans are used to, as she has let her hair down more, in stark contrast to the pigtails she donned during her 12 to 14-month stint as a follower of Bray Wyatt. Alexa Bliss also seemed like more of her old self during this week's therapy session, and this could be a sign that WWE is moving on from the Fiend-influenced character, especially since Wyatt is no longer with WWE. It's reported that a total 9 segments have been filmed for this angle, and WWE has no plans on Bliss returning before all 9 have run, hence why she wasn't in the Women's Rumble match as some had predicted. With Bliss appearing more human in this, her 5th total therapy session, it looks like the goddess of WWE could return in just 1 month's time, and with many fans still angry about Bliss's Fiend character, believing it was stolen from Bray, changing her on-screen persona is probably for the best. Raw also saw Damian Priest in action, and the slump that began for the US champion in late 2021 continues to haunt him in 2022. This all seemed to start with his DQ loss to Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series, and it's been teased for a while that a heel turn is coming. Since that loss, Priest has lost his cool and unleashed the Damian side of him, a reference to the evil child of the Omen film. On this week's Raw, Priest once again came up short, this time against AJ Styles, who has now earned a US title match booked for next week's Raw. With Styles also being in the Men's Elimination Chamber WWE title match, the phenomenal one could enter WrestleMania a double champion, and while that's unlikely, he could remain in the US title picture. As for Priest, his heel turn has to happen eventually, and could be as soon as next week, either by retaining the gold with dastardly tactics, or by losing the title to Styles and beating him down after the match. Whenever Priest's heel turn happens, it'll give his character a breath of fresh air, and although he's not got the same momentum as this time last year, fully embracing his darker side could turn everything around next week. Next month, WWE will host a live event in Toronto, Canada, which was originally meant to happen last year. Due to the ongoing situation, the December 29th event will now happen on March 27th, mere days before WrestleMania 38, and the card for that untelevised event may have revealed what fans can expect on April 2nd and 3rd. John Pollock has revealed that 2 huge triple threat matches have been booked for the Toronto event, where WWE champion Bobby Lashley will face AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. The other huge triple threat will see Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch face both Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, presumably with her title on the line. These matches certainly imply that Lashley and Lynch will face at least one of their respective opponents at WrestleMania, if not both, at WWE's biggest 2 nights of the year. For Lashley, his future as WWE champion is unclear, as there are reports of the Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania being for both the WWE and Universal titles, but this Toronto show should give a huge clue as to who the Almighty and the Man will face at WrestleMania. At the Royal Rumble, Ronda Rousey returned to win the Women's Rumble match nearly 3 years after her first run in WWE ended. Joining the company with a whirlwind of popularity in 2018, Rousey was instantly thrust to the top, and fans quickly turned on the former Raw Women's Champion. According to Dave Meltzer, Rousey is still said to be bitter at how she was treated by fans during her first run, and WWE are already working to make sure she doesn't release another scathing shoot. After her promo on last week's Raw, her first in nearly 3 years, WWE officials reportedly had a word with Rousey backstage and discussed her promos, attitude, and behavior in relation to the fans. To her credit, Rousey has already improved, as she was high-fiving fans during her SmackDown entrance last Friday and engaged much more with the audience than on Raw. Now Rousey will face SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, who is no amateur on the mic, at WrestleMania 38. And while the UFC legend may still be furious with fans, she'll only be taking that aggression out on the Queen, not the crowd. In September 2021, Riddick Moss returned to WWE TV after nearly a year away and quickly aligned himself with Happy Corbin. Now rechristened Madcap Moss, the former 24/7 champion is slowly moving up the ladder and will have a high-profile match with Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber in what'll be the first of many huge matches for Moss. That's at least what Paul Heyman believes, as during an appearance on Corey Graves' After the Bell podcast, the special counsel to Roman Reigns had some lofty praise for Moss, saying, "When Riddick Moss has the emergence out of his shell and into his next incarnation, the same way the big dog elevated his game and evolved into the tribal chief, there will be no stopping him. He's a main eventer." Paul Heyman certainly has a knack for spying talent, with names like Brock Lesnar, Steve Austin, and CM Punk all benefiting from the ECW magnate, and as far as Heyman is concerned, Moss's main event run isn't a question of if, but when. Back to WWE, as this month we'll see the first Elimination Chamber Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia, which will feature not one, but two titular chamber matches. In addition to the men's chamber match, WWE will host a women's chamber match, with the winner receiving a Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. So far, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Liv Morgan, Nikki ASH, and Rhea Ripley have been announced for the chamber, with one final name yet to be confirmed. With reports indicating that either Ripley or Belair will challenge Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, it's likely that one of these two women will stand tall in Saudi Arabia, but don't be surprised if WWE swerves the fans later this month in Jeddah. There's no confirmation yet on who will be the sixth woman in the chamber match, but there is one superstar in particular fans want to see. After the announcement of the chamber match, Asuka began trending on social media, and it isn't the first time the Empress of Tomorrow has gone viral recently. Prior to the Royal Rumble, Asuka trended as it was believed that she'd be returning during the Women's Rumble match after her last TV appearance being back at Money in the Bank 2021 last July. That didn't happen, but it's been reported that both Asuka and the injured Bayley will be back before WrestleMania 38, and time will tell if the Empress enters the Elimination Chamber later this month. And we're ending today with Ring of Honor, as ahead of their return in April, the company has announced a Hall of Fame, with the latest member now being revealed. In a statement, it was confirmed that AEW's Bryan Danielson will join the Briscoes in the 2022 class of Hall of Famers in the latest swing of the Forbidden Door. Ring of Honor praised Danielson's role as establishing ROH in the early days, as well as his main event performance on their debut show, The Era of Honor Begins, in 2002. Danielson, who held the ROH World title for an astonishing 462 days, last appeared for the company in 2009, where he defeated Nigel McGuinness before joining WWE as Daniel Bryan. In WWE, Danielson would go on to have an incredible career and will likely be inducted into their Hall of Fame one day, but not before he becomes a rightful Ring of Honor Hall of Famer later this year. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.